This happened at my friend's house a couple of years ago. It was the first time she'd thrown a big party like this for Halloween. A couple of my friends and I ended up spending the night there because no one was in any shape or move to drive home at 2 in the morning. We crashed into her living room. The house was small. It only had one floor, and the living room was to the right of the front door, lots of windows, and a big pond out in front. Everything else was an open field. Adjacent to the living room was the dining room and kitchen. To the left of it, you've got yourself a classic creepy hallway, complete with old dusty mirror at the end of it. There were about 7 of us in total, sitting in the living room when all of a sudden my friend stopped, claiming that she heard a noise, so she heard another. One of the guests went downstairs to have a look at the rest of us continued to doze off. That was until she came running out or shutting the curtain to turn off as many lights as they could. They urged us to do the same, and we shut off all the curtains and turned off the lights in the house, save for a couple of flashlights. That was when our lovely hostess started handing out steak and butcher knives for protection. At this point, the rest of us just wanted to understand what the fuck got them so upset. Apparently, they got halfway down the hallway when they noticed a movement at the corner of their eye. She looked into the office, and the first door, which was on the front of the house, there was a handprint on the window. This would only seem odd, but the handprint was outside of the window that had never been there before. Mind you, this was a small house. We were partying all over the place. Someone had to have been outside in the last 10 or 20 minutes to make it. The only other problem was that the window in question was elevated 2 meters from the floor. As far as I'm concerned, no one at the party has 2.5 meters tall. By now, all of us were really freaked out at the fresh handprint, except me. Being oddly disinterested in freaky shit, we went outside to see the handprint. That's when I realized how tall you actually had to be to make a handprint on top of the window like that. I figured no one else had noticed yet, besides scaring people who were holding steak knives as a stupid idea. I went back to check in on everyone. They all considered calling the cops, but the house wasn't made with a working landmine and causing the reception to go shit. I decided to calm everyone down and try to convince them that some guy got proper plastered and just hopped up to slap the window like that, since no one had considered the height of the window. They believed me all the way till the next morning. When everyone was asleep at night, I ended up staying up because I knew the one thing I couldn't tell everyone. I knew the truth. I figured I should be awake in case if it was a break-in. I had to use the bathroom earlier that night, and I found a similar handprint on the bathroom mirror, which happened to be at least a half a meter higher than the one on the others found. And then I walked outside. I realized that half the windows on the front of the house had handprints. But to this day, I think I'm the only one who has discovered that.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video. And I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Ms. Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, please stay pretty.